Okay, so now we're going to go in and we're going to render out our sparks. So let's go and open up our particles emitters tab and let's select our sparks and unhide those. And now let's just select anything that we want for a holdout for the sparks. Now, I'm not too concerned about the chopper itself, mainly just the ground. So I'm going to control select the ground. And let's add that into a separate layer. Perfect. So there's our sparks there. So let's go into our shader. Or actually, let's just assign the land a new shader, assign new material, and we're going to assign it a Lambert. And in the Lambert, we'll go to matte opacity and we'll turn this to black hole. So now we won't be rendering any of that. And in our sparks, let's just make sure that we've got our particle cloud assigned. Since they're tubes, it has to be rendered as in Maya software. And that's why we chose to render them as tubes, because this is going to be incredibly quick and about a second a frame to render out. So I want to make sure to, I'll just use a JPEG, set our end frame, and I just want to make sure to render it in a higher quality 1080, just so we don't lose any detail. Sometimes you might like the real sharpness of the sparks. So if we render it at a low quality at 720, we might lose some of that nice sharp detail and it might become a bit soft. So I'm going to make sure just to render this out at a higher quality. And we're going to leave motion blur off. Now if we just go into our shader, particle cloud, all we're really going to do is we're going to take the incandescence and we're going to put this to a bright yellow. And let's go and let's render this out. It's more than a second a frame, but you can see how fast it really is. So that's already looking great. So as long as we've got a good values that we can kind of get some brighter and lower areas, that's going to work out just great. So we can also, if you'd like, decrease the transparency a little bit to make them a bit harder. Although I don't really feel it's too necessary because we could just brighten them up. I just want to get a good values of some dimmer ones in the background and brighter ones up front. So there we go. That's it for our sparks. And we can try another frame here. And there we have it. So you can see how fast this is. So we're going to set this off. And we'll take a render. So this just took a few minutes, so you can see our sparks here, and that's going to look great as we add it on to our explosion. Really simple, but definitely adds a lot of great detail and interest to the explosion. So that's it for this clip, and in the next one, let's go in and we'll start compositing this all together.